Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. U.S. government money for fuel-efficient cars could soon be on the way. Nissan may make EVs in the USA. And someone forgot to tell Kia there's a global recession going on. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Monday, June 22nd, 2009, and now the news. Loan money that the government set up to help automakers retool plants and develop fuel-efficient cars could be coming soon. In an interview with the Detroit News, Ed Montgomery, the White House's head of recovery efforts in automotive communities, said he believes grants of $25 billion and a $2 billion program to help companies develop batteries will be awarded in the near future. And right on the heels of that announcement, the Nikkei Daily reports that Nissan wants up to $500 million of that money to build electric cars in the United States. It would build them at its plant in Smyrna, Tennessee, where it currently makes the Altima, Maxima, Xterra, Frontier pickup, and Pathfinder. Reports say Nissan will also make lithium-ion batteries at the plant, together with NEC. Nissan will first begin producing EVs in Japan and also plans to make them in Europe and possibly in China. While most automakers are feeling the effects of the global recession, Kia is just rocketing ahead. Last month, the company posted over an 11% jump in worldwide sales compared to May, and Kia's global sales so far for 2009 are up a modest 0.5%, but hey, that's pretty good given the current economic climate. Kia's growth is fueled by sales in markets like China and Korea. And speaking of China, Shanghai GM, the General's joint venture with SAIC, has sold its 2 millionth Buick in China. The company began manufacturing and selling Buicks in 1998, and it's now its strongest market. It took 8 years to sell the first million, but only 3 years to sell the second. The Detroit Free Press reports that after the dust clears, Suppliers could be profitable by 2012. The trick is surviving today's lean times. Many of these companies have downsized so much that they can break even in a 10 million unit market. Having a variety of customers around the world and building parts for different types of vehicles are a key to making it all the way to 2012. Coming up next, we'll take a peek at what we've got in the garage this week. We'll be back right after this.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
Since it's our job to cover the industry, we get all kinds of new vehicles to test drive and review. Here's a quick look at what we've got in the garage this week. Right now I'm testing a new 2010 Camaro. It's a V6 model with an automatic transmission. From an enthusiast standpoint, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but it's likely to be the best-selling version of the car. Here's some of my thoughts on Chevy's reborn pony car.
This new Camaro is definitely a throwback to the original 1967 Camaro. What I like about this design is overall it looks very simple, but it's very sophisticated. Number one, it's got a really hunkered down look to it. And we'll get into some of the details, but check out the headlights. It's almost as if they've been cut off. It's almost as if there's not enough room for them, and they're peering out behind this hunkered down design. Also, you see a grille that almost has a smile to it, but this is a purposeful car. So underneath, you see these downturns at this opening underneath the main grille. That's a bit of a downturn mouth, giving it a bit more of a meaner look to it. But if you come around the side here, this is where you really start to pick up some of the subtle designs. Yeah, they've got a bulbous or a bent out kind of wheel well opening, but there's a line that picks up right out of that runs all the way down the car, through the rear wheel well opening, all the way around the back. But before we even get back there, check out this mirror. There's different surfaces on it. This one on here, another one along the side, another on that, and another underneath it. It gives a lot more surface area to look at, a lot more action in just having the mirror housing. Check out the window here too. Again, this is where this car really gets its hunkered down look. It's as if they've lowered the whole thing. It gives it almost an armored car look. And yet, also, more sophisticated lines on this. You know, a surface that runs parallel, then going up to the roof until you finally get on top. Very sophisticated in how they've really shaped this. And then there's the piece that I just love, the pièce de résistance. This is a drawn panel here that gives the car its muscle, its shoulders, its almost leaping forward look. But from a manufacturing standpoint, man, the depth of draw in the steel, nobody does this in Japan. They don't do this in Korea. They don't do this in Europe. This is an American approach to really stretching the metal out to get the kind of form that you want. And then when you bring it all around to the back of the car, you'll see, you know, I mentioned how the headlights looked cut off. Same with the taillights. It's almost like there's not enough room for full taillights here. They cut it down, again, to give it that hunkered down look and to make sure that it doesn't look too massive down here or in the back. They've blacked out this lower valence panel. Why? Because it looks like there's less mass in the back. Again, it's got a very taut and hunkered down look. Well, let's go inside and talk about what's in there. Even when you get in the car, the first thing that you notice is how little the glass area is. I mean, again, it gives that hunkered down feeling. Look at the belt line, how high it is. It comes right up to my shoulder here. Again, it feels like you're trapped inside this hunkered down capsule. It's a feeling of power, a feeling of security, feeling of performance. The only criticism I have of the interior of the Camaro is the use of hard plastic on the dashboard. I mean, I just don't like that. However, I will say it looks good. So if you don't rub your fingernails or scratch your fingernails on it, it's fine. The other thing is the grip of the steering wheel. It's just kind of awkward. I've never been able to get comfortable with this. But enough of talking about it. Let's go for a drive. One thing that just blows me away about driving the Camaro is how comfortable it is. It's pretty stiffly sprung, but I don't know what they've done here. Going over impact strips, potholes, broken pavement, this thing takes it very, very well. The other thing that I've been surprised about is I've gotten decent fuel economy, about 24 miles per gallon. Now that's babying it. That's taking care of business in terms of fuel economy. But if you stomp on it, it sounds pretty good. The best thing about the new Camaro, though, is it is just so much fun to drive, even with a V6 engine.
The base version of the Camaro offers surprising performance, and it's pretty affordable too. With leather seats, an automatic transmission, and a bunch of other stuff, my test car stickered for right around $30,000. Also, you might have noticed the instrument cluster flashing red. Don't worry, the car doesn't do that. It doesn't have a strobe feature. That's just the way it looked on tape. Something to do with the frequency of the light and the shutter speed of our cameras. Anyway, that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.